Hey YouTube, Jim here. Welcome to Top 10 Archive. As true crime gains popularity, we start to see the darker sides of humanity more out in the open. Yes, this refers to the evil nature of killers, but also of the people who become their fans. Today, we're going through the top 10 creepy fan letters to serial killers that will make you think very differently about prison mail.
Number 10. Ian Brady. Our first is not precisely a letter, but fan reactions to this serial murderer. Ian Brady is hardly the most infamous serial killer, but those who know him know the terror he inflicted on his victims, their families, and the community at large. In the 1960s, he and his girlfriend, Myra Hindley, molested and murdered 5 children. He was caught and convicted, later dying of cancer in prison. After his death, a group of women connected online over their grief. Some of their messages read as follows. From a woman who tattooed his name and other killers on her arm, "I hope he's at peace wherever he is. I love you, Ian, and I will never forget how incredibly generous it was of you to reply to me. I'll love you forever, and I've got your name on me for the rest of my life." While another woman said, "You were an interesting individual with interesting, fascinating brains and thoughts. You introduced a whole new thing to me." Number 9. James Holmes's Fan Club. James Holmes is the killer that opened fire on a crowd in a Colorado movie theater in 2012. One would think this act was so despicable that he deserves love from no one but his own mother, if that. We'd all be wrong, though, because Holmes receives thousands of letters in prison, some including photos, all admiring him. He's said to have put them up on his wall. Here's what one of these letters said. "I hope you're okay, James," begins one woman's letter to James Holmes. "You're all I think about. You're all I think about. I actually had a dream about you. Ha ha. I gave you a hand massage." Another, "I can't believe your curls are gone. I like them," she wrote. "I like a lot about your appearance. You're handsome. You have strong hands and facial hair. You have really nice eyes." Number 8. Nikolas Cruz's Community. As technology has advanced, regular handwritten letters to prisoners have dwindled, shifting to online communities instead. This is certainly the case for Nikolas Cruz. If you haven't heard of him, he's the Parkland High School shooter. The community has a variety of call to actions to help him, as well as frequent love messages to him. An 18-year-old fan, hardly the only one, stated, "When I saw your picture on the television, something attracted me to you," and included a photo saying, "I'm really skinny and have 34C-sized breasts." Cruz's public defender was shocked even after 40 years of doing the job. He said he'd never seen anything like it. There is some solace, though. Cruz has never been allowed to see any of it in order not to glorify his horrible crime. Number 7. Josef Fritzl's Mail. Fritzl is slightly more known if you're into true crime. He kept his daughter locked in a cellar and had 7 children with her over the course of 24 years. You would imagine women all over the world would gather in support of his young daughter who managed to escape. But many only flocked to fangirl over the Fritzl. His cellmate reported that he'd get dozens of love letters, and even once saw a photo of a fan who posed a rape fantasy for him in a photo. Where these people come from, I'll truly never know. Number 6. Anders Breivik's Fan Club. It's sadly unsurprising that Anders Breivik, a white supremacist in Norway that killed 77 people using bombs and an assault rifle, has a fan club. He gets about 800 letters a day, many from women. Many of them even beg him to marry them, like the 16-year-old that asked him during his trial. Some fan clubs online even explain which are the best times to write to him and how to do it. The guide eerily states, "Men need to know that women admire militant nationalists." Number 5. So scary, it creeped out Bundy. It's hard to imagine anyone could be as scary as Ted Bundy, the serial killer and rapist with over 30 deaths to his name. He, of course, got plenty of love mail, as he was known to be very handsome and charming. One particular piece of mail was so scary that it even creeped him out. The fan's name was Janet, and when he responded, she said, "I got your letter you sent me and read it again. I kissed it all over and held it to me. I don't mind telling you I am crying. I just don't see how I can stand it anymore. I love you so very much, Ted." Perhaps if it had ended there, that'd be enough to just chalk it up as a strange fetish. But then she started showing up at his trials. He wrote his wife asking her to stop letting Janet sit near her so he wouldn't have to see her crazy eyes anymore. Number 4. The Night Stalker's Jury Admirer. Richard Ramirez was very upfront that he was constantly getting mail and nude photos from women. He's actually one of the few serial killers that ended up marrying their admirer while in prison. Perhaps none of these admirers were as dangerous and depraved as the one who sat on the jury responsible for convicting him. She even brought him cupcakes that said, "I love you" on them. Thankfully, she came to her senses when it came time and delivered a guilty verdict. It still didn't stop her from visiting and taking her parents to meet him in prison, though. Number 3. Dylann Roof's Roofies. Most fandoms give themselves strange nicknames to bond with one another, but none perhaps as scary as that of Dylann Roof, the white supremacist mass shooter of the Charleston church. They call themselves Roofies and are, again, mainly women. They went far beyond writing him letters, with one tattooing his name below her breasts and writing a blog about the letters she wrote. Number 2. More Than a Letter, a Play. Kenneth Bianchi, also known as the Hillside Strangler, shocked and frightened the state of California back in the day. Perhaps not everyone was watching in shock, though, even after he was caught. Veronica Compton wrote a play about all his rapes and murders and sent it to him with the message, "I hope you received my letter and could spare a moment during your busy schedule to look over my play. I really think you will find the plot quite fascinating. After all, it was you who inspired it. I hope to inspire you one day." She didn't stop there, though. She continued sending him photos and then tried to commit a copycat murder to convince the police that they'd caught the wrong guy. She also smuggled his semen out of jail in a plastic glove, planning to plant his semen on a victim to make it seem like they'd misidentified him. Instead, by luck, her victim got away, called the police, and eventually put her in prison. Of course, the story couldn't end there, because the vicious circle started all over again when she grew a fandom of her own, including a man who left his wife for her. Number 1. Letters with Money. Dahmer probably carried out the most gruesome crimes in recent history. He lured boys to his home to then rape, murder, dismember, and even eat them. But that didn't stop women from flocking to him, at least by letter anyway, and it wasn't just words they sent. In 1993, he received about $12,000 to buy things in prison. Most of the money was from a woman in London, but he got plenty of small donations in money, books, and magazines. When asked how they justified it, one woman said, "He did awful things, but way deep down, he isn't a mean kid." Thanks for watching. Wow, I can understand staying in touch with your own loved ones if they happen to be in prison for any reason, but to write these kinds of things to complete strangers in prison who committed nearly unspeakable crimes, that for me is pretty hideous. What do you think? Let us know in the comments. If you have already, become a subscriber today by clicking that button. Ring the bell to be notified of future videos when they are released, and please give this video a like.